What is good? Should be live, should be live. Let me check really quick. Yeah, okay, I think we're good. aRMAN Tsarukyan apparently out against Islam MAKHaCHEV. That's big time news. That's big boy news. I was just in the middle of editing the video that I was meant to put up today, but as soon as I saw this news, I was like, fuck it, we might as well go live. Let me tweet out the shit, let me put it in the Discord. Let me get all the housekeeping stuff done. I don't know who they're going to replace him with. I really don't know where they're going to go from here, because there's not really anybody you can replace him with. Like maybe Moicano. I was thinking maybe you could get a 45 or Diego Lopez, and those guys were meant to step up. Like there's a few guys that are kind of in the contention for it. But aRMAN Tsarukyan is apparently out. Yeah, no, it is real. I've seen it. Literally everybody on Twitter talking about it. Like I saw it. It was like a whole fucking storm. Just randomly, I was scrolling through Twitter. I think Red Corner MMA were the first people. I'll pull up the tweet. Let me pull up the tweet. Pretty sure Red Corner MMA were the first people to actually talk about it. Let me go over here. If you just look up aRMAN Tsarukyan, I can't believe more of the boys haven't seen this. We don't know why. Apparently it's injury. Apparently it's injury. That's all I've really seen is injury. But everybody, oh yeah, aRMAN, that's Ariel Helwani. aRMAN Tsarukyan is out. Renato Moicano in. Islam versus Moicano. Yeah, they just showed it on the UFC weigh-in show too. Islam against Renato Moicano for the lightweight championship of the world is crazy, bro. Islam Moicano? Islam against Renato Moicano. I wonder, okay, let me tune into this really quick and let me try to see if he says why he's out. I presume it's injury. I don't know what the injury is. Does anybody here say what the injury is? This is just Islam Moicano. Due to injury. Okay, so we don't know what injury. Bro, that's such a random thing to have. That's like one day before a main event, an injury is strange. I wonder what injury it is. I wonder what it could be. Okay, that he's out of the fight due to a back injury. Fortunately, we withdrew from the fight due to aRMAN's injury, which he received during the cutting of the last kilograms, due to which we made a difficult decision. Once again, we apologize to all the martial arts. For us, this was more than just a fight. Damn. What kind of back injury can you get? That's weird as fuck, bro. A back injury from cutting weight. And this had to be like deep into his weight cut. This had to be like earlier this morning. Solomon was like 20, 25 minutes ago. I was like, fuck it, we'll go live. We'll start talking about it. But yeah, aRMAN Tsarukyan out, Renato Moicano in. Does Renato Moicano have a chance? Does Renato Moicano actually have a chance against Islam MAKHaCHEV? I don't know, man. I don't like that matchup for Renato Moicano. I like the payday. He must have got a crazy, crazy payday. No, it's not Volkanovski. It's confirmed to be Renato Moicano. Dana White tweeted out this video talking about that aRMAN Tsarukyan's out, injured his back. Islam MAKHaCHEV, Renato Moicano's the new UFC 311 main event. I wonder, do they just tell Dariush to go home? That would be kind of fucked, bro. If they're just like, yeah, no, Dariush, we don't actually have a fight for you, so you got to dip now. aRMAN is out. Damn, bro. I can't believe it. This is like this is the first time we've had an injury, like right up until the fight. We've seen people miss weight, which is what I originally thought it was. We saw, like, these reports were coming out, if I scroll down. These reports were coming out fucking ages ago. Like maybe 25, 30 minutes ago, I saw people talking about this. You can see it go all the way down. Let me just look up Red Corner MMA, actually. These were the first people that I saw tweeted out, Red Corner MMA. And I kind of thought that it was bullshit, because I was like, They have like 11K followers, 345 following. But, you know, they tweeted out 33 minutes ago. When I originally saw this, I thought to myself, let me actually move this over really quick. When I originally saw this, I thought to myself that it would be, that it's just that he's going to miss weight. It's just that he's going to miss weight, and then it's going to be fucking, that they're going to have a catch weight, 170 pounds. But damn, Moicano against Islam MAKHaCHEV. I'd like to see the odds of that. I think that Islam MAKHaCHEV is going to absolutely cook him. I can't lie to you. Yeah, 33 minutes ago. I wonder who their fucking sources are, bro. They got sources 30 minutes before the UFC put it out. So they've changed it now. Jailton Almeida against Sergey Spivak goes up onto the main card, and they just kick. Beneil Dariush just isn't fighting tomorrow. Okay, so it's Kevin Holland, Rene de Ridder, Jailton Almeida, Sergey Spivak gets bumped up to the main card now and gets bumped up above that Kevin Holland, Rene de Ridder fight. And then the rest of it is the same. And you have Islam MAKHaCHEV against Renato Moicano. The even crazier thing about this, I'm not sure how people are going to, like, is aRMAN Tsarukyan going to get a shot again after this? I think aRMAN is a prick, so this is like a triple win for me. Well, to be fair, I don't really like, I hated aRMAN Tsarukyan when he was fighting Charles Oliveira. I've kind of grown to like him that little bit more. Over like the last few weeks, I've kind of grown to like him bit by bit by bit a little bit more. But I was super excited for this fight. I thought this fight was going to be incredible. I thought there was a real chance ARMAN Tsarukyan wins this fight. I wonder how long he's had it for. Because usually, like, unless he like slipped and fell or something, like there's no way that he just injured his back weight. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how. But like weight cutting, you think, I don't know, maybe you could like tear an ACL or something because all of like the water's out of your body, or like cramping or something like that. You get like a really bad cramp and you tear something, you pull something. But like a back injury seems like something he was carrying into, and then as soon as he tried to weight cut, it actually like fucked up and made him pull out of that fight. I don't know if I should still buy the pay-per-view now. Shit. That's up to you, brother. That's up to you. It must have been like he must have been getting out of the sauna and slipped or something, which is one of the trolliest ways ever that you could fuck yourself up. One of the trolliest ways ever that you can pull out of a championship fight is he was probably walking out of the sauna and slipped. That would be my big thing, is that he's walking out of the sauna, slipped, and fucked up his back. Bro, ARMAN Tsarukyan's getting roasted. Everybody just talking about his secret move. ARMAN Tsarukyan's secret move was just actually not fighting. I can't fucking believe it, bro. I wonder what kind of payday Moicano's getting. Moicano might be getting a fat bag for this. Because this is like, this is what? Like 36 hours notice from to step in? When I was thinking about who's going to step in, I'm just happy that it's not someone like Diego Lopez tweeted out talking about that. That's when I was like, okay, this is probably legit. Because I saw Diego Lopez tweet out being like, shit, call me up, I'll fight short notice, which would have been sick. Imagine fucking Diego Lopez against ARMAN Tsarukyan. Where's Diego Lopez's Twitter? Does Diego Lopez not have Twitter? Oh, here we go. This is what I saw. Telling him to call up Diego Lopez. That would have been a low-key sick fight, bro. That would have been a sick fight. Too much interviews attended of ARMAN Tsarukyan. He didn't focus on his weight cut today. He struggles to cut weight. He does, but like he's not huge, you know what I mean? He's not like a huge guy where he'd be just cutting tons and tons and tons of weight, especially for 55. Who's going to step in? It's Renato Moicano. Moicano's the guy that's stepping in. It's Moicano against Islam Makhachev. That's the new UFC 311 main event. I'm not going to lie to you, boys. I think Moicano gets killed. I think Moicano actually gets killed. That's actually a great question. Was there a backup fighter for this? Because usually they do have backup fighters. I wonder who it even would have been. That's actually a fucking great question. Usually there is a backup fighter. I gotta look up backup. I presume that if I look backup fighter, it'll literally be the first shit that pops up. Per his brother, it was 36 hours before the fight. There's no backup fighter, yeah. Bro, this is December 8th, 2024. Charles Oliveira said that he was going to be in attendance for Islam against ARMAN, and he'd be willing to be the backup fighter. Is this a Hall of Fame mistake by the UFC? It could have been Charles. We could have had Charles against ARMAN Tsarukyan too. Charles literally said that he'd be willing to be the backup for this fight, and this is the fight that we don't have a backup for. It's the fight where someone pulls out. That's fucking insane, bro. Literally December 8th, 2024, Charles Oliveira said that he's down to be the backup fighter. How often do you have someone who's actually like, yeah, no, fuck it, we could do it? Yeah, okay, so they had a backup fighter for 309 with Tom Aspinall. Most of the time, they do have a backup. And it'll just be like someone random where they'll make weight, and you'll just kind of be like, oh, why the fuck did you make weight? No backup fighter, yeah. Damn. I really thought, I wonder who the backup fighter would have been. It probably would have been Charles, right? It probably would have been Charles. ARMAN Tsarukyan's out. ARMAN Tsarukyan's out of the fight. He has a back injury. I presume it's something, I have no idea, but I presume it's something where like he's walking out of the sauna and slipped. Although it sounds like super trolly, like that's kind of the only thing that I could think of how you would fuck up your back in the build up to a fight. If Moicano is fighting, who's fighting Beneil Dariush, from what I've seen from the UFC, unless Beneil Dariush is getting kicked down to the prelims, which would be kind of fucked, but unless he's getting kicked down to the prelims, Beneil Dariush is off the card and they're bumping Jelton Almeida, Sergey Spivak up to the main card. That's what I've seen. When there was a ranked fight in the same weight class during the event, they picked the ranked fighter, I suppose. It makes sense. Like, I'd rather see that fight than Beneil Dariush against Islam Makhachev. Imagine the scenes, boys, imagine the scenes if fucking Renato Moicano goes out there and beats Islam Makhachev short notice. I wonder who that benefits more. Does that benefit Moicano more, or does that benefit Islam Makhachev more? it's probably kind of 50-50. Okay, so we've seen the odds. Islam Makhachev opening up as a -600 favorite. Okay, well, the odds are all fucked up. Islam Makhachev's opening up as a -600 favorite. Renato Moicano's a +440 underdog. They're not actually the craziest odds I've ever seen. They're actually not the craziest odds I've ever seen. Moicano could shock the world. I think if you're Moicano, okay, if you're thinking to yourself and you're Renato Moicano, first of all, you lose nothing in this fight. You literally lose nothing. You have zero pressure going into this fight. But then you also think to yourself, this is probably a good way to face Islam Makhachev, because just straight up Renato Moicano against Islam Makhachev, give me Islam 100% of the time. Like, I think that Islam beats him 99 times out of 100 if you just give them straight up, you give them 10, 12 weeks to go prepare for each other. Renato Moicano could just catch him with something, bro. He could just catch him with something out of the blue. Who knows? Maybe a fucking right hand. He did, like, Renato Moicano has looked good in his last fights. And I think that this is the way you want to fight Islam Makhachev. You want to get him short notice. You want to get him where he has pretty much zero time to game plan. Why not Islam versus Ilya? That's too big of a fight. Like, that's too big of a fight for them to put on short notice. That's a fight that the UFC would be like, we want to push this the entire way. Like, we want to have 12-week build up to this. We want to have press conferences. We want to have world tour. So I presume that they're trying to find a fight that is like big, but not too big. Muin Gafarov's weighing in. Damn, I can't fucking believe it, bro. I can't believe it. This is the first time in so long that we've seen this where someone actually has to pull out like last day and not just miss weight. Because like we've seen Charles miss weight and stuff. But I can't fucking believe it, bros. Moicano's officially replacing aRMAN. That's official. The UFC have tweeted it out. Dana White's tweeted it out. And the odds are official as well. I have the UFC weigh-in show on above me. That's how I'm kind of like getting shit fucking so fast. Because the UFC weigh-in show is literally on the screen above me. That's how I saw the main code. That's how I saw the odds and everything. But it's official. aRMAN Tsarukyan out, back injury. And then we have Renato Moicano stepping in on 36 hours notice to go fight Islam Makhachev. Fuck me, boys. I don't know, man. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. We've seen people, like, just think back to this, bro. Volkanovski did this, stepped in. He did have a little bit more notice, but Volkanovski stepped in short notice against Islam Makhachev, and it kind of ruined his career. It did ruin his career. Renato Moicano, if he gets knocked out against Islam Makhachev, but there's a good chance that Islam Makhachev knocks him out. If he gets knocked out, is he the same? Is he the same? Yeah, no, the odds aren't actually terrible for Moicano. The odds are literally not terrible for Moicano. I'm getting Izzy Sean Strickland vibes now. And I'm pretty sure, okay, let me Google this really quick. I'm pretty sure that Moicano is more likely to beat, I'm pretty sure Moicano is more likely to beat Islam Makhachev than Sean Strickland was to beat Izzy. Sean Strickland, Izzy. Let me see this. Yeah, okay, I'm correct. Sean Strickland was less likely to beat Israel Adesanya. Or Sean Strickland was less likely to beat Israel Adesanya than Renato Moicano is to beat Islam Makhachev. That's fucking crazy. They think Sean Strickland what does Strickland have? 5-6 weeks? Sean Strickland said had a decent camp. He didn't have a big camp, but he had a decent camp. So we've seen upsets like that happen in the past year, and usually there is a crazy upset in the UFC. It could be tomorrow. It could honestly be tomorrow. Volk was a long-time champ, though. He'd be dumb if he declaimed this opportunity. What do you mean? No, yeah, Volk could be stupid. I did not want Volk to step up into here. We've seen Volk do short notice enough times. We don't need to see him do it again. We know that you're that guy. We know you'll step in short notice. Don't do it again. Undeserved title shots, they usually do well. Urseg, Khalil, as they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Like, yeah, I think that Moicano's stock probably cannot drop. His stock most likely is not going to be able to drop off of tomorrow, off of whatever he does tomorrow, because realistically, he has nothing to lose. Like, say he goes out there and gets submitted in one round, or say he goes out there, unless he gets Jorge Masvidal flying knee in 5 seconds, his stock literally goes up massively. Because when you take the fight short notice, Dana White's probably going to give him a much better fight for his next fight. And if he looks even half somewhat decent against Islam Makhachev, if you even make it out of like round 1, round 2, you're almost guaranteed to get a good fight. Moicano, I appreciate the $5, by the way, untitled. Moicano's the official replacement. He's on the sportsbooks already as a +600 dog. Yeah. Sean Strickland was +650. So they have kind of learned their lesson with these short notice replacements where Moicano isn't like, he is an underdog, but he's not a huge underdog. He's not a massive underdog. I'm surprised that they got the odds out that fast. Like, that was super fast for them to get the odds out. That was like, maybe you saw the initial 30-minute thing where it was like, oh, he could be out. Then some people start to pick it out, pick it up. But the UFC only announced it like 5-6 minutes ago. Moicano against MAKHaCHEV is crazy. I think that I don't think that Moicano is likely by any means. But if you look at like where their stocks are right now, I think that after this fight, it's super, super difficult for Islam MAKHaCHEV to actually go up. And I think that there's going to be some questions about Islam MAKHaCHEV's kind of like GOAT campaign and about his defenses and about him as the 155-pound GOAT. Because if we're just looking at his defenses right now, okay? And I love Islam MAKHaCHEV. I think he's pound for pound number one. I think he's probably the best fighter. Well, he is the best fighter on the planet right now. But if you look at his defenses, okay? He has Charles Oliveira. Then he has Volkanovski, which he arguably lost. Then he gets Volk again short notice. Then he gets aRMAN Tsarukyan. aRMAN Tsarukyan has to play. He gets Renato Moicano short notice. There's going to be people that are arguing about that Islam MAKHaCHEV's title run actually isn't that good in the future because of the way that he's done it. Moicano via financial advice. Plus 600 could easily be a massive pay for someone as he's nowhere near out of this fight. I think some people might call me fucking crazy. You might call me crazy. You might call me stupid, okay? But I think if I'm Renato Moicano, I would rather have this fight here than I would an actual 8-week training camp, than I would a 10-week training camp against Islam MAKHaCHEV. I think he has a better chance to beat Islam MAKHaCHEV 36 hours notice, where it's just like, fuck it, we pretty much can't do anything to game plan. We pretty much don't have anything to study that well. Rather than have 12 weeks for Islam MAKHaCHEV and Khabib to go deep in on Renato Moicano and all his tendencies and all of his game plan. Bro, Moicano could win. There's a chance that Moicano wins. He didn't defend against Charles Oliveira, yeah, but in my mind, like title wins and defenses, I think that they should be like considered the same thing. I think that we should kind of get rid of defenses as a stat and it should all be title wins. Because it's not like it's more impressive to defend against Charles Oliveira than it is to go in and beat him as the challenger. Like, I think it's pretty much the same shit, you know what I mean? There's no game plan MAKHaCHEV can work off of. And there's no real game plan is Renato Moicano can work off of. The only thing is actually, wait, let me look this up. This could be a big problem for Moicano. I'm pretty sure, in fact, I'm 99% sure, Renato Moicano against Beneil Dariush was only a 3-rounder, right? Moicano against Dariush was only a 3-rounder. Yeah, it is. It was. Because it was down the card anyway. Let me just make sure that it was 3 rounds. Does it say here? I'm pretty sure it says somewhere here. Anyway, I know that this shit was 3 rounds. Which is a problem. Going into a 5-round fight immediately is a problem. Because he's going to have been training for 15 minutes and having that like 5-round gas, having that 5-round cardio and that 3-round cardio is 2 very different things. They're 2 very, very different things. So I'm a little bit... Because I saw Renato Moicano winning this via decision. I don't see Moicano finishing Islam. I just can't see that Islam... Yeah, I can't see Islam MAKHaCHEV losing to Moicano now. Damn, if that was a 5-rounder, if he was stepping up for 5 rounds... His last fight was a 5-rounder though, right? No, it wasn't. He hasn't had a fight night main event, has he? Oh, no, yeah. Benoit Saint Denis was a fight night main event, okay? So that was 5 5-minute rounds. So he has done that kind of a camp before. He does have that kind of cardio. But yeah, no, he's, I don't like this anymore. Moicano going in there without the cardio, and it's not even like Moicano, someone that's like known for his cardio, at least with Sean Strickland. Like, we probably knew Sean Strickland could go 25 minutes. Sean Strickland's not a guy who you're ever really worried about his cardio going into it. By the way, Islam MAKHaCHEV has changed from a minus whatever he was a minus 600 favorite or a minus 460 favorite. Now he's a minus 900 favorite. So the odds have obviously taken a major jump. Everyone bet their house on Islam. You're not even making that much money. I wonder how much money you're making. Let me check really quick. Let me go on Bet365. If they have the odds, they might not. But I'm pretty sure, like, if you put €1 down on this, how much money are you making? They still have Islam against aRMAN Tsarukyan listed. Okay, so they haven't changed it yet. But what is it? Minus 900 means if you have to put 900 down. So you're making like 11 cents or something. If you bet $100, you get $9 back. I think that's how it works. I think that's how it works. Is aRMAN actually out? aRMAN is out. aRMAN out with a back injury. Renato Moicano stepping in short notice. He fought against RDA for 5 rounds, if I remember correctly. Let me look this up. Against RDA. Yeah, that was co-main. That was 5-5s. So he has had multiple 5-round fights in his career, which at least gives us some semblance of like a okay. It's not the worst, you know what I mean? What did they say the injury was? I'm pretty sure, like, I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure it must have literally been him, because his brother put up a thing saying, like, that it was a back injury and that it was while they were doing, like, the last kilos of the weight cut. But his brother didn't say anything about, like, this is something that was lingering, and now it just got really bad as soon as they were coming into the fight. His brother straight up just said that it kind of just came up. So I presume it had to have been that he was walking out of a sauna or that he was going somewhere and he slipped and hurt his back, which is literally the worst way that you can pull out of a main event. I wonder if he gets another shot now too, because that kind of delays the lightweight division by a lot. That delays what Islam's going to do because he wants to go up for double champ. That delays Charles getting a shot. If aRMAN Tsarukyan just goes straight back. What's good? Just 8. aRMAN is going to be severely punished for doing this. Dana won't give him a title shot for a long time. What do you boys think? Do you boys think that aRMAN Tsarukyan gets the title shot right away again? Or do you guys think that Dana White's actually going to, like, take it out on him? Tony Ferguson energy from aRMAN. Yeah, that was the last person that I could think that has pulled out because of injury. And even that one, hold on. No, it doesn't really make sense. The Tony Ferguson, because there was a whole conspiracy thing about the Tony Ferguson one, that he actually got injured in camp, but you're not covered by the UFC, by their medical insurance, unless you get injured in the cage or unless you get injured actually, like, doing media or doing whatever. So people said that he tripped over a wire, but there's a big time conspiracy theory, which I kind of believe in, that he got injured in training camp and he just didn't want to pay for it. But aRMAN Tsarukyan's rich as fuck. Rich as fuck, so I'm pretty sure that he doesn't need that. If he was injured, he could have just pulled out earlier. Very selfish from aRMAN. But see, that's the thing about aRMAN Tsarukyan, because he does have so much money, like, aRMAN's kind of doing MMA as like a side quest. Because he doesn't need to do it for the money. Like, you see him drive around in Lambos. I'm pretty sure his dad or his uncle or something is a billionaire. So aRMAN Tsarukyan has literally all of the money in the world, which means that he can take this risk. If he pulls out here and Dana White's like, okay, yeah, well, now you're not getting a title shot for the next, like, 2-3 fights. Bro, I would have loved to have seen, could you imagine fucking Dana White and Hunter Campbell's face when they got the call like an hour ago being like, yeah, no, aRMAN Tsarukyan's out of the fight. He can't fight. Dana White must have been fucking furious. Thoughts on calling up Ilya for 165 catchweight? That fight's too big to do short notice. Why is that selfish? He's injured. Should he fight with a broken back? Yeah, we don't know how bad his back injury is. I presume that it's pretty bad. But yeah, like, it does seem weird to pull out for. But aRMAN Tsarukyan's leash for pulling out is going to be higher than a lot of other people's. If he's not 100% going into a fight, he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the fame. He doesn't need, like, any of that. He's got more than enough money for fucking 4 lifetimes. Never mind for this lifetime. So it could just be something where he doesn't actually have to fight. He doesn't actually have to fight. So if he's in any way injured, he's going to pull out. I appreciate the 5, Chris. Love the content, bro. Since Moicano's in, who's Benoit Saint Denis going to fight? All love. Benoit Saint Denis, I think, is just off the card, which kind of sucks for not Benoit Saint Denis, for Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush, I'm pretty sure it's just off the card. We saw they pulled up like an updated main card thing that had Sergey Spivak going up against Shelton Almeida. Now that's on the main card. So I think that that's what it's going to be. I think that Beneil Dariush just gets kicked off the main card, or just gets kicked off the card in general. I didn't see them put up an updated prelim thing saying that Beneil Dariush is there, and there's no real fight for Beneil Dariush. There's no fight for him to be there. One thing that I do hope for Beneil is that they pay him his show and his win. If he's on a show and win contract, they better pay him his show and his win, because that's fucked up. That they take away his fight. He did nothing wrong. He made weight. He did everything, but that they take away his win bonus or his win money, his chance to get that money, just because the other guy can't fight. That's kind of fucked. Hopefully it's not a bad omen for what's coming 2025, bro. We had some, I can't remember, was it 2024 or 2023? I think it was 2023, bro. My years, like my UFC events and the years with UFC events is fucking just completely dusted. But you remember where we had like 3 main events in a row where somebody pulled out? We had John Jones pulling out against Stipe Miocic when they were first going to do it at, I think, UFC 296. And then we had, that was UFC 295. Then we had Charles Oliveira had to pull out against Islam MAKHaCHEV. Like, we've had bad runs with injuries. That would suck, because the next main events that we have inside the UFC are sick. Like, Islam aRMAN was going to be a great fight. They're lucky that this card Oh shit, Chris Weidman just retired from professional MMA on the UFC countdown thing as well. Chris Weidman retired. That's kind of fucking big news. But anyway, we have Dricus du Plessis coming up against Sean Strickland. I hope nobody has to pull out of that fight because that's going to be an incredible fight too. There's zero chance Moicano wins. I would honestly give Moicano a chance if he was training for 5 rounds. The fact that he's training for 3 rounds kind of just makes me go like, I don't really trust it. I don't really trust him being there. Yeah, no, Dariush did get screwed here. Dariush for sure got screwed. They should have gave this one to Gamrot as he got robbed from one title shot. That's actually low-key kind of true. That's the thing about backup fighters as well. I think if that, bro, it's like the whole butterfly effect. If that doesn't happen with Mateusz Gamrot and him being the backup fighter, if that doesn't happen, we still probably have backup fighters to this day. Because if you think about it, if you're the actual fighter that's going to weigh in, you're like, well, what the fuck is the point in me being a backup fighter? Is if as soon as the actual guy pulls out, as soon as I actually get my chance, you're like, we actually don't really like that fight though, so we're going to get somebody new. We're going to get somebody different. Bro, that's crazy. If that doesn't happen, if Mateusz Gamrot actually gets his shot, we probably have a backup fighter right here. My official prediction, Moicano wins by triangle after getting taken down. I think it's impossible to triangle Islam Makhachev. He's got these fucking big-ass shoulders, man. I saw the headline in Insta. And legit thought it was one of those photoshopped hypothetical cards. What's going on? It's crazy. It is crazy because loads of the time shit like this comes out and it kind of blows over. And, you know, you kind of give it 10 or 15 minutes and then Dana White comes out or Arman Tsarukyan comes out and they're like, bro, hold on. The guy's still fighting. Everybody calm the fuck down. But it just started snowballing and snowballing and snowballing and snowballing. And then all of a sudden it got to the point where we were like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? Wait, so the UFC knew about this morning because when the countdown show started, Dan said there will be big news around 11. Lines up perfectly. I did not see that. So the UFC knew about this morning. Maybe that gives... It still doesn't even give them really enough time. Maybe they heard whispers of this morning where they were like, Arman Tsarukyan's back's kind of fucked, and then Dana White was like, send him over a physio, send him over whoever it has to be. I just can't believe that there's no backup fighter. I just literally can't believe that there's no backup fighter. There's no backup fighder, so Beneil Dariush gets screwed. Beneil Dariush just gets tossed out of the card. They could move him to 312, actually. They should actually move Beneil Dariush to 312. Who could he fight on 312? Is there anybody that doesn't cut a lot of weight? Is there a place for him on 312? Bro, this 312 main card looks stinky right now. Is this the 312 main card right now? Justin Tafa, Jimmy Crute. What the fuck? Yeah, okay. Get Beneil Dariush on this card 100%. I don't like the way that they do this, where they just stack it with, bro, this card looks fucking dog shit. What the fuck? Actually, this is a decent fight. Ass. I actually thought Anshul Jubilee retired. I thought after he got barked at and lost his fight that he retired. Jack Jenkins is decent. So some of these fights are okay. Oh, Alexander Topuria. I'm surprised that they don't have him on the same card that Ilia Topuria is. But this main card stinks. Dariush against Fiziev, that would be a good fight. I'm trying to think of other fights you could see at 155. I feel like that they're probably going to give Dariush somebody higher than him in the rankings. Let me look at the 155 rankings really quick. I feel like that they're going to give him someone higher than him in the rankings because if you don't, it's kind of fucked, you know what I mean? Like, Dana White does do a lot of fucked up shit, but usually he is loyal to people that do something for him, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that after this fight, whether Moicano wins or loses, Moicano's going to get a much, much, much better fight than he was going to get. Like, Moicano's probably going to get a top 5 shot. Volk hungry for thirds? That would be funny as fuck, bro. Volk versus Ilia at 314. I was sure that they were going to have Ilia and his brother debut on the same card. That just seemed like it makes sense. Let's look at the lightweight rankings. Okay, lightweight. So you have the possible people that I think Renato Moicano is going to fight after this. Renato Moicano against Dan Hooker. That would be a good fight. Moicano, Poirier, Max Holloway, I don't really love. Michael Chandler, I wouldn't mind. Moicano against Michael Chandler would be a decent fight. And then Dariush. Dariush probably gets a shot against... I'd say it's probably honestly going to be Dariush and Gamrot. Wait, when is Gamrot's next fight? Is Gamrot scheduled? I don't think he's scheduled to fight anybody. Gamrot coming off a loss. He gets someone actually above him in the rankings. Ooh, on February 1st, 2025. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so Gamrot and Fiziev are actually running it back. So that takes away like the two people that we actually thought it was going to be. Is this legit? Is this like a legit thing? Mateusz Gamrot and Rafael Fiziev run it back in Saudi Arabia in 2025. Okay, so I think that this one is actually... Is that one locked in? Let me go over here. When that say? February 1st? I don't see this shit anywhere. Jamil Gaziev, Terrence McKinney, Faraz EM. By the way, this fight night is absolutely stacked out of its mind. Like, good fight. Kind of a meme fight, but still will take it. No, they don't do camps at the same time, do they not? Oh, shit. I never knew that. Nice secret move from aRMAN, bro. He's going to get torched for so long. Like, why would you talk about that, bro? Especially if he thought that he had a back injury, it would be like, come on, bro. Like, really? That was your secret move? That was the fucking secret move that you had in the back of your bag? Charles Oliveira should have been the backup. Like, this is a huge screw up from the UFC, and I presume that from now on, we're always going to have a backup fighter. Dana White might have to pay them a little bit more to get them to be a backup. But from now on, if Dana White doesn't constantly have a backup fighter, like, why not? Why are you not constantly having a backup fighter? Moicano versus the winner of Gaethje Hooker. I wouldn't mind that, but I think that's too big of a jump. I honestly thought, okay, I was talking about this in my 311 biggest talking points, that I think that Moicano is kind of getting slow walked into a fight that he didn't belong in. Now he's just getting thrust into a fight that he probably doesn't belong in. Like, he's getting chucked into a fight that he doesn't belong in. I don't think Charles would have been a backup because he just fought. He said when I looked up backup fighter, Charles Oliveira said December 8th that he was down to be the backup fighter. Yeah, Charles Oliveira confirms he'll be in attendance at UFC 311 for Islam MAKHaCHEV against aRMAN Tsarukyan and says he'd be willing to be the backup fighter if the UFC ask him. So the UFC obviously just didn't ask anybody to be the backup fighter. That's a monumental fuck up by the UFC, bro. That's a monumental, because yeah, we had one at 309. I'm not sure if 310 we had one. They probably did weigh in. It's just probably wasn't big news. The literal one time that we actually do need a backup fighter and the UFC don't fucking have one. I had Moicano beating Dariush. I did also have Moicano beating Dariush. I thought the Moicano was going to beat Dariush, but it's like Moicano probably should have lost to Jalen Turner. If we're being honest, if the bonuses aren't 300k, Moicano loses to Jalen Turner. Then he went up against Benoit Saint-Denis. Did look really, really good against Benoit Saint-Denis. But, like... he was meant to be going in there against Dariush, and Dariush was old. I think that Dariush is definitely on like a decline. He could go on a big time loss streak before he leaves the UFC. And I thought that he was going to get like maybe a Gaethje after that. He was going to get maybe a Poirier, someone that would not be a good matchup for him, someone that like could potentially smoke him. But now he's just getting thrown into it. Now he's just getting that Islam MAKHaCHEV matchup where it's like, holy fuck, bro, what are we doing? This just postponed Islam versus Topuria a ton. I'm not sure if they're going to ever do Islam versus Topuria. Because Islam, like, it doesn't make sense for Islam to take that fight when he wants to get double champ of his own. The only way that I see Islam versus Topuria actually happening is if you get Bilal as like a long-standing 170-pound champion. If Bilal gets like 3 defenses, then I think we could see Islam versus Ilya. They're literally the same age. How is Dariush old? Dariush is like old in combat sports, though. Like, I know that they're like age to me, like John Jones and Alex Pereira are the same age, but their combat sports age is different. And I know that sounds like it doesn't make any sense, but it's like, how many high-level camps have you been in? How many high-level fighters have you fought? How much damage have you taken in those fights? Like, Beneil Dariush legit looks like he's about 45. You know what I mean? He looks like he wears every single punch he's ever taken in his life, whereas Moicano doesn't really look the same. And Moicano was at 45, now he's at a more comfortable weight, he's at 55. Yeah, bro, if Moicano wins, the internet is going to be absolutely insane. Like, if Moicano wins, the internet is going to go absolutely fucking crazy. I think they'll do Dariush versus Grant Dawson and tell the other guy, good luck, kid, you got to fight in the PFL. That was one of the fucking craziest things Dana White ever said. Saying that to Muhammad MAKHaCHEV, and now we have no challengers at 125. Now we have not a single challenger at that 125-pound division. aRMAN needs at least 2 wins to fight for the title again. How many of you boys think... yes or no? Do you guys think aRMAN Tsarukyan, or I'm going to put the line at, yeah, I'll probably put the line at 2 fights. Yes or no? Does aRMAN Tsarukyan need 2 fights to get a title again, to get a title shot again, or will he get an instant title rematch? I think he probably still gets an instant title rematch. just because they don't have anybody. Or you know what's actually probably the most likely option? I think that Islam MAKHaCHEV will get his double champ shot after this, so he'll go beat Moicano. We'll see Belal Muhammad lose, and then Islam MAKHaCHEV will just go, fuck this, I'm going up for my double champ shot. And then we're going to see ARMAN Tsarukyan against Charles Oliveira in there as an interim fight. I think that's probably what it's going to be. No, no, yes, no, one fight, no, just one fight, two fights, one fight. Probs instant, just one fight, probably one fight. I think it's going to be one fight if he's going up against Islam MAKHaCHEV, or if it's for an interim title and Islam gets a shot at double champ, I think he's going to be right back in. Like, they're not going to pick two fighters above ARMAN Tsarukyan to go in for a title shot. Against Charles, 5-round contender match for ARMAN. Well, they already did that. They already did ARMAN against Charles, and it was a close fight. And it should have been a 5-rounder. If that's on any card that isn't UFC 300, that's a 5-rounder. Yes, he's not a fan favorite, so I can't see him getting an immediate rematch. I think he gets an immediate rematch if it's interim. That's the way that I kind of see this all like piling up in my mind, is that we go to ARMAN Tsarukyan. ARMAN Tsarukyan pulls out if Islam MAKHaCHEV is still the 155 belt holder and he's not going up for double champ. ARMAN Tsarukyan might need one fight, he might need 1.5 fight, he might need 2 fights. But if it's not that, and Islam MAKHaCHEV actually goes up for his double champ shot, I think he gets it instantly. Pulled out the day before, they'll punish him even though they shouldn't. ARMAN against Paddy Pimblett, bro. Don't wish that on Paddy Pimblett. You got to be the biggest Paddy Pimblett hater on the planet to have that fight go. Ilya Topuria against Paddy Pimblett, though. If Paddy can get a win or two, Ilya against Paddy Pimblett, they've already got beef. They're already two of the biggest names inside the UFC. That could 1,000% happen. Who's next at 135 pounds for a shot? After Umar and Merab, it's going to be Sean O'Malley. It's going to be Sean O'Malley. Whether people like it or not, it's going to be Sean O'Malley. He's the biggest superstar. There's no one else that's really clearly in contention. Although I would like to see Sean Piotr too. I would like to see Sean Piotr too as a title eliminator, but I don't think that they'll do it. Ilya sleeps him round 1. I don't know, man. Praying for Drake to put money on him. Was Moicano the reserve? Now, we were talking about this earlier. This is one of the only events where we have not had a backup fighter. We did not have a backup fighter, and we actually need one. This is where we actually need a backup fighter. I can't fucking believe it. And Charles literally said, we were looking at an interview Charles did in December, saying, Charles said literally less than a month ago that he was willing to be the backup fighter. He was willing to be the backup fighter for UFC 311, and the UFC obviously just never called him. They didn't want to give out that show money for you to go and make weight. No reason to do Ilya versus Pimblett outside the beef that already died down. I think if Paddy Pimblett gets 1 or 2 more wins, it would be a fun fight. All 4 people in main and co-main had injuries. Yeah, what was that shit I saw? I actually saw this yesterday, bro. About Merab having like fuck tons of stitches in his leg. Let me see this, bro. I saw this yesterday where Merab had like a ton of stitches in his leg. Yeah, this shit right here. Is this a real... Well, I'm not sure if this is real, actually. Yeah, I'll pull it up. I'm not sure if this is real shit, though. Because, like, that looks nasty, bro. Like, that does not look fucking normal. That's right on the shin, too. Shin usually takes ages to heal, and it never actually heals up properly. Like, that looks like... But that kind of looks like back of the calf. Is that the same place? Is that the same place? That kind of looks like his calf, like his knees turned the other way. Am I bugging? That might not be a real photo. Does anybody know? Is that shit real or no? Is that shit real or no? Does Dariush just screwed over it? Kind of. I'm not going to lie to you. Dariush kind of got screwed over. Where it was like, I guess just be who you can fucking afford to be. Doesn't Umar have an injury? Yeah, I saw everybody talk about injuries pulling up to this. Apparently that photo on top, if that's true, that photo on top was taken a month ago. So he's had a month to heal from that. Umar, I know that there was somebody telling me that Umar said that he was injured in some interview, and then Ali Abdelaziz was like, you better fucking take that down or else we're gonna come for you. I reckon Mario Bautista's next for a shot. Yeah, next for a fucking gunshot, probably. He has an arm injury. Yeah, that's what I thought. These people are always injured. See, the thing is, bro, it's pretty much impossible to go through like a 12-week fight camp. Like, think about it. If you're training 2-3 times a day, it's pretty much impossible for you to go do that for 12 weeks and come out with no injury. If you're training in any way hard, it's pretty much impossible to do that and come out with no injury. Like, I was doing jiu-jitsu for like, because I have a jiu-jitsu competition in March. I was doing jiu-jitsu, maybe like, I was doing 8 sessions a week or 9 sessions a week. I was doing that for like 2.5 weeks. and I had to stop doing it for today for like the next few days because my fucking right shoulder's fucked up. And that's after 2 weeks. Like, these guys are doing that for 12 weeks, training harder than I ever train, weight cutting, you know, their diet, all of that type of shit. So they're just guaranteed to get injured. Like, I'd say that there's maybe, on one hand, the amount of people that have gone through a 12-week camp and have come out with 0 injuries. Like, not even a small injury, not even like, I don't know, he fucked up his hamstring, he fucked up his ankle, oh, he fucked up his arm, his wrist. And I'd say that probably half of those guys didn't even win the fight. Am I going to film my competition and post it? I'm not sure yet. I was kind of thinking about it, but I'm not 100% sure about what I'm going to do about it. I'd rather see Dariush against Diego Lopez at 155. I don't want to see him versus Yair. That would have been a sick one for Diego Lopez to step in at, actually. I wouldn't have minded that, and that would have beefed up the main card. Diego Lopez against Dariush at 55. Why don't they just catch weight and get someone actually interesting to fight? That's another thing that I thought, that like, if they did 170-pound catch weight, there's a lot of guys they could have gone to. There's a lot of guys that they could have gone to if they were doing 170-pound catch weight. Because you have, let's pull up featherweight and just look at who they could have gotten. They could have gotten Holloway at 170. I think Holloway could have made 170. Diego Lopez definitely could have made 70. Mozart Evelev definitely could have made 70, although he did just come out of a fight, so he's probably not going to fight. Yair, I wouldn't have really fucked with that fight. Volkanovski, I don't want to see that fight. Ilya Topuria, I think it's too short notice for that fight. The 55ers we could have seen at 70. Chandler, potentially. Dan Hooker, although Dan Hooker's already gone short notice against Islam Makhachev and lost, so I don't think he would have taken it. But I think that there was, like, they were kind of screwed. They were kind of screwed. Like, there isn't a lot of options here. There's not a ton of options of guys. Colby Covington, but I think the Moicano might have been their best option. The only other one that I could have seen is Diego Lopez and probably Max Holloway. If they're to do catch weight 170, I could imagine that shit. What happened to your eye? It's just a black eye. It's this one. I don't even feel it. I haven't felt it for like a week and a half. Do you think Renato deserves this? No. Does he deserve this? No. But it's right place, right time. That's what happens like 90% of the UFC title shots that we see. Sean Strickland did not deserve the title shot. Right place, right time. You see double champ shots. Right place, right time. Like Sean O'Malley getting the rematch after this. Does Sean O'Malley deserve to get the rematch of whoever wins at 135? No. But it's right place, right time. How the fuck is Moicano making 155? He was already on the card. Moicano, Dariush was already on the card, so he's already made weight. He's just changing whatever the fight is. Yeah, no, Moicano's not that big. Moicano's the best option. At least he's prepared. Yeah, it probably is the best option. It's just annoying for the UFC that it's this short notice. Thank God they did actually have a lightweight fight down on this, though. Imagine they didn't have a lightweight fight and they had to pull... Let's see. Who else could they have gone to on this card? If they didn't have this fight, who else could they have gone to on 311? It would have had to have been... I don't know who. I don't know who's making it. Peyton Talbot stepping up to 55? Damn. I didn't even realize we lost this fight too. How do we lose Zachary Reese Cedricus Dumas? Who the fuck? How did this fight fall through? Did anybody see this? I was actually interested in it. I was actually interested in this fight. Grant Dawson wouldn't have been, yeah. Grant Dawson would have probably had to step up. But I'd rather see, bro, low-key Grant Dawson would have been a good fight. Low-key Grant Dawson would have been a good fight. I got rescheduled. aRMAN MAKHaCHEV. Don't know who that is. Presume first time inside the UFC. So Cedricus Dumas. I can never say that fucking name, bro. That name gets caught on my tongue literally every single time. Cedricus Dumas. I appreciate the membership, Niffy. Dricus is the only fighter who sees red and actually still wins. I actually think Dricus is like the opposite of those see red fighters. He's so fucking tactical. He just looks dumb while he's doing it. That was cancelled a while ago, was it? Damn, it wasn't cancelled like 3 days ago. When I was originally doing my video on it, it wasn't cancelled. I didn't see what was just Cedricus Dumas got injured. I can't believe that shit, though. aRMAN is an LFA champion. I don't trust these guys anymore. You see Dumas beefing with Adam22 and also an MMA YouTuber? What MMA YouTuber is he beefing with? And Adam22 is the most random beef of all time. Grant Dawson has a better chance than Moicano in most of the top 10. I'm buying the Grant Dawson stock. I think that he's good. I think that off the couch, well, he's not off the couch, but I think that Grant Dawson would put up a decent fight. He'd obviously still lose. He'd obviously still probably lose via finish. but I think that he'd put up a decent fight. Like, if you give me Moicano against Grant Dawson right now, I'm probably picking Grant Dawson. Beneil versus Pitbull. That would have been sick. Short notice, Pitbull comes in. Dana signed Pitbull. I presume he will. Do you boys think that Dana will sign Pitbull? I think it only makes sense. Just pick up more talent from other organizations. How much he pays him is another thing, because Dana White's a businessman. And he doesn't have a lot of options, you know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of options for Pitbull to go to. Adam22's co-host thinks he can beat a UFC heavyweight in a fight, so Dumas said he's down to fight him. Bro, it's so funny how, like, normal people say stuff like that, and they don't realize, like, how frail they are, like, how fragile they are. Even if you get someone that's trained jiu-jitsu or trained boxing or trained kickboxing for just 6 months, will beat the dog shit out of, like, anybody, like 95% of people on the planet, probably more than that. Like, they will beat the absolute dog shit out of them. I'm actually happy ARMAN pulled out, because whoever replaces him will be an easy win for Islam MAKHaCHEV. But you've got to start to call into question his title reign. Is his title reign a little bit fraudulent? I think that his title reign, like the short notice things, that is the big thing. You get Volkanovski, where you had a really difficult fight coming up on Volkanovski, and all of a sudden Volkanovski comes in short notice and you beat him. Then you have a really difficult fight in ARMAN Tsarukyan. He has to pull out. The YouTuber's name is Fight Society. He made a video about the whole thing with Dumas. Bruh. How are you beefing with people like that? The Adam trying to do beef's kind of funny there. Do Beneil versus Dawson and screw Pereira? That's actually a good idea. I don't know why the fuck they didn't do that. That's actually a good idea. Why did they not do that? It's actually a fucking fantastic idea. Why would they not bump up Grant Dawson to fight Beneil Dariush? That's a much more interesting fight. Bro, Diego Ferreira is 39 as well. This guy should just retire. Give him his check and let him retire. He's probably going to retire even if he loses this fight. Somebody get Dana White on the phone right now. Make that shit happen. That was a fantastic idea, bro. That was a fantastic idea, Bachi. Why the fuck did they not do that? That seems like common sense. Because Grant Dawson is like right on the edge of the rankings. Beneil Dariush is still decent, but not great. You know what I mean? He's nowhere near a title shot. He's definitely in the back half of his career. How is that Islam's fault? It's not really Islam's fault. You know what I mean? Like, it truly isn't Islam's fault at all. But it's just going to make his record probably look better than what it actually is. It is kind of fraudulent. And I love Islam MAKHaCHEV. I still think that Islam MAKHaCHEV has, like, greatest of all time potential. They're still talking about Chris Weidman. Jesus, bro. Chris Weidman retired, by the way, if you didn't know. I feel like that should not be getting as much, like, praise and plaudits and shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Chris Weidman, UFC champion, really, really good. But they've been talking about this shit for, like, an hour. Like, we had huge news. We had Moicano, Islam MAKHaCHEV, and all they're talking about is this shit. If he beats Renato Moicano, half his title offenses would be short notice. If he loses, he would lose against someone on 1 day's notice. It's a lose-lose for Islam. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Like, the only way Islam wins out of this is legit Jorge Masvidal 5-second flying knee. Jorge Masvidal 5-second flying knee, and he's good. His stocks will go up a lot. Afghan Dan or Little T. I have to say, I'm a bit of an Afghan Dan man myself. I mean, this is the only fraudulent title offense he had. I'd say the Volk one was kind of fraudulent too. Because Volk was a really, really difficult fight for him, and then he gets him on 1 week notice and just smokes him. What's next for ARMAN? We were talking about this earlier. I think if Islam MAKHaCHEV is still the 155-pound champion, like, for his next fight and doesn't try to get double champ or whatever, I think that ARMAN Tsarukyan's probably going to get a difficult matchup. They're probably just going to pick out what is ARMAN Tsarukyan's worst matchup and give it to him. And I'm trying to think who that is. Who do you guys think is the nightmare matchup that isn't Islam MAKHaCHEV for ARMAN Tsarukyan? Like, there's not really that many. There's not that many nightmare matchups for ARMAN. I think Justin Gaethje, he's okay with. Poirier, he's okay with. Chandler, Dan Hooker, he's okay with all of these fights for me. Then you have Max Holloway. Max Holloway would be not a great matchup, but not a fucking terrible matchup. They probably go ARMAN against Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira against Islam MAKHaCHEV. And if Islam MAKHaCHEV does go up for his double champ, they're gonna do Charles against ARMAN. They're gonna do Charles against ARMAN 2 for the title. Do you guys think that Max is a nightmare matchup? Gamrot actually, Gamrot's not a good matchup for him. That's probably the one. They probably do Gamrot against ARMAN Tsarukyan. What the heck happened? You've missed a lot, Omar. You've missed a lot, brother. You've missed a lot. Islam MAKHaCHEV up against aRMAN Tsarukyan now. 155 title fight. And aRMAN Tsarukyan had to play out because of a back injury. Back injury while weight cutting. Dan Hooker seems like a tougher matchup. Do you guys think Dan Hooker's a tougher matchup for aRMAN than what Gamrot is? I think Gamrot's probably the toughest matchup for him. Out for back pain, what a joke. To be fair, back pain's kind of legit. I've had back pain before where it's like, fuck this, bro. I want to get the fuck out of here. Oliveira's in LA and in the sauna right now on his Instagram story. LMA out cutting weight. Bro, Oliveira should have been the fucking backup fighter for this. He should have 1,000% been the backup fighter for this. And he said, like, I don't think people understand this, bro, how much of a monumental fuck up this is by the UFC. He said 4 weeks ago that he was down to be the backup fighter. He was down to be the backup fighter. No, Moicano's meant to be fighting 3 rounds, which is why I was kind of high on Moicano. When we first heard this, I was thinking to myself, Moicano with pretty much no notice. Like, it's not an easy matchup. It's someone that's looking hot right now, someone that's on a big win streak, just beat the shit out of Benoit Saint Denis. I was kind of confident in Moicano. I thought to myself that there's a way Moicano could win this fight. But then I found out the Moicano was only meant to be fighting 3 rounds because the only way that I saw Moicano winning this fight was via decision. I don't see Moicano finishing him. Moicano's a great defense for Islam coming out of a 4-fight win streak, and it's not short notice. He had a camp. It is short notice for Islam MAKHaCHEV, though. Nina Drama's responsible for this. You might be speaking facts, brother. Keep her away from all the fighters. Keep her ass away from the fighters. She probably tried to, like, scissor sweep him or something and fucking took out his ACL. She probably tried to spine buster him. That's probably what it was. Bet aRMAN got busted for PED use, or his weight cut was too much and he couldn't make weight, or doctors told him he wasn't fit to fight. He wouldn't wait until the day before to say he's got an injury. I honestly think what happened is that, like, he slipped getting out of the sauna. I honestly think that's what happened. Is that he slipped getting out of the sauna and probably fucked up his back. Because if you think about it, bro, if you're draining all of that weight out of your body. Okay, what the fuck are we doing, bro? aRMAN, brother, what are we doing, brother? It is Nina Drama's fault. He's trying to show out for the hose, and that's how he fucks himself up. Are you fucking serious, aRMAN? This is the shit that we're doing. You've got more than enough bread, brother. You can get 5 Ninas. Moicano said he was training 5 rounds on X. He's got to be talking shit. I appreciate the 2, though, Jacob. Let's see this. Let's see. This is all just talking about it. Yeah, okay. This is what his brother said, translated. Unfortunately, we withdrew from the fight due to aRMAN's injury, which he received during the cutting of the last kilograms, due to which we made a difficult decision for all of us. Once again, we apologize to all fans of martial arts. For us, this was more than just a fight. Surely aRMAN comes out and, like, does an interview or something. Maybe he's in hospital, or maybe... Oh, wait, is Moicano ranked? Moicano was ranked. I think calling, like, Twitter X, I don't really... I'd call it either. Yeah, no, that is crazy. It must have been because this says here, which he received during the cutting of the last kilograms. So it's not something like he would have said, this is something that he's had all the way throughout the camp, and it just got really, really bad while he was cutting weight. I feel like he would have said that shit. I feel like that he would have said it. So it literally must have just been some fucking stupid shit. Like getting out of the sauna, he slips and breaks his back. That's a normal wrestling warm-up drill. I think this injury was just a last-minute thing. It could have been, but that's a lot of stress to put on your back. A lot of stress to put on your back and your neck. I've never done that drill once in my entire life. And I've been to a lot of wrestling practices. And never once in my life have I done that drill. And if they asked me to do that drill, I'd probably be like, fuck, no, I can't do that. Khalil is not a better defense than Moicano. I think it is. I think it definitely is. I'd pick Khalil over Moicano as a defense. Call me crazy, Harry, but Patchy Mix is a problem for every 135er. Umar is probably his hardest matchup. What's your thoughts, though? I don't trust any of those Bellator guys. Anybody from Bellator, anybody from PFL, anybody from fucking any of those organizations, okay? Until they get inside the UFC. Because how many times have we seen? We just saw Renata Ritter, yeah? Double champ in 1FC. Double champ in 1FC. Go out there and fucking shit the bed against a bum. We haven't, like, I can't remember the last guy we've seen come in and be successful. And I mean, like, be a world champion. from those organizations. I know that, who did? Eddie Alvarez did it. Who else was there? And that was like a long-standing champ. There wasn't just like a guy who won one fight there and then like went into the UFC. This matches the Batman storyline. How does it match the Batman storyline? What, the pulling out? Batman always pulls out. Batman ain't got no kids. Where are my tissues at? My nose is pissing me off. Rob Font would do Patchy Mix in just 2 minutes. Yeah, I don't trust any of those guys. Nobody see them inside the UFC. I didn't even know what to say about this. I was worried about Beneil. Yeah, I think that this is honestly, if Beneil gets paid his show and win money, which he should, if he gets paid both of those, I think this is a win for Beneil Dariush. And that sounds crazy, but I think this is a win for Beneil Dariush because he doesn't have to fight Moicano in a fight that he's probably going to lose, and he gets a bigger fight next time because Dana White, for fucking him over here, is going to give him a bigger fight next time. I cannot believe that they did not bump up Grant Dawson, though. That they didn't bump up Grant Dawson to go fight Beneil Dariush. It doesn't make any sense. Dariush is not still on the card. Dariush, I'll Google it right now, but Dariush, to me, looks like he's off the card. I didn't see him on the main card. They pulled up the new main card. He wasn't on there. Let's look up Dariush. I should go Dariush on Twitter and see. It's just people talking about would anybody step in to fight Dariush, but no, I think he's done. Have Islam Makhachev fight Beneil Dariush and Renato Moicano in a 2v1 fight? I think the odds would be about even. Beneil Dariush and Moicano in a 2v1 fight would be funny as fuck. Did Dariush tweet anything about it? Did he say anything about it? That was last tweet was July 17th, 2024. We ain't getting shit out of him. Yeah, no, it seems like Beneil Dariush. Dana White says they'll take care of Beneil Dariush following the news that Renato Moicano stepped up to fight Islam Makhachev. Presume take care just means money. Presume take care just means that he's getting money. My nose was kind of blocked, man. It was pissing me off. I'm so sad, man. Arman and Islam would have been good, bro. Arman and Islam would have been sick. Arman and Islam would have been sick. We'll take care of it. We'll get him figured out. I'd imagine that they're going to bump up Grant Dawson. If they're not bumping up Grant Dawson, it's because somebody said no. I wish I had that fucking direct line with Dana White right now where I could fucking call up Dana White and say, Dana, make that fight, bro. Dana, that's a good fight. That's a good prelim fight. That's even a main card fight. Michael, ooh, hold on a minute. Michael Chandler said, here I am, send me. Bro, that's the fucking, someone coming, stepping up for a short notice fight with Dariush is wild. Shit, if Chandler wants to do it, bro. If Chandler wants to do it, if he wants that payday, shit, make it happen, Michael. Make it happen, Michael. Michael Chandler, there's no way that he's in shape, or he's going to be in shape, but there's no way that he's able to cut down to 155. No need to argue when you didn't read the text correctly. I don't see anyone beating Islam at 155. The only close one would be ARMAN at Charles. I think Charles could beat him. I think ARMAN could beat him. I wouldn't pick them in either, and I don't think that they'd open up as favorites. Nobody should open up as a favorite. I also think that Ilia Topuria potentially could beat him too. I think Ilia Topuria potentially could beat him. Oh, Batman breaks his back in the movies and then gets better after? Yeah, that's actually facts. I forgot about that. ARMAN Tsarukyan's going to go into that darkness retreat now. He's going to come out a monster. ARMAN would have been a way better win to move Islam up the GOAT list. Beating Moicano, just have the title defense record on paper is not as important as the level of competition ARMAN represents. I agree. Also, the thing to look at here is the all-time fight win record. That all-time fight win record, that's like he's what, 2-3 fights off of that? Like he's not far off that record. He could get that record. Dustin also said he was down. Dustin, for someone that says that he weighs like 180, he talks about a lot of short notice matchups. He talks about a ton of short notice matchups. Still an exciting card, but super disappointing. Yeah, thank God this has Umar and Merab. If this didn't have Umar and Merab and it had a shitty co-main, imagine this had like a Raquel Pennington co-main. We would have been literally fucked. We would have been fucked. If it was Raquel Pennington co-main, Harry, you don't just fight us in PFL/Bellator, but what about your boy Paul Hughes? And please don't be biased. Asking me to not be biased about an Irish fighter, it's never going to work. I'm a big fan of Paul Hughes. I think that he could do real damage inside the UFC. I'm excited for him against Usman Nurmagomedov too. Very excited for him against Usman Nurmagomedov. I'm going to do a watch party for that fight. This is good for the UFC. Sending Mike or Dustin for Dariush. I presume both of those guys were talking about Islam Makhachev. Maybe they weren't. Damn, who's that girl on the UFC broadcast? She's fucking bad as shit. So, caught my eye, bro. Caught my eye out of nowhere. You're scared to the crew company. Just admit that you're scared to debate Just 8 MMA. Getting a little debates going in the Discord. Yeah, at least we got a good remaining main card. Yeah, at least we have that. If this was a Raquel Pennington one, we would have been fucked. 14 Islam, 16 Anderson Silva. Bro, so Islam will probably get to 15 with this. Actually, never mind. I rescind my comments. VAR, no. I know I just said on paper isn't as important, but I hope Islam gets the win streak record. I think it would be kind of cool to see Islam get the win streak record, but he needs it. But I don't want to see him do it this way. Like, I would hate for him to get it this way. For him to tie it this way would suck. Where am I from in Ireland? I'm from Dublin. Dublin, Ireland. Aspinall is the replacement. Shit, get Tommy Aspinall to fill in short notice. I thought for sure that it was going to be Catchweight, and that they were going to get someone to come in Catchweight. Like, Charles Oliveira could have made 170 as a Catchweight. Probably. Not 100%, but he probably could have made 170 as a Catchweight. Am I wrong for saying Moicano is going to end up as the ally Quinta of Islam's resume? Yeah, that's the first thought that came into my mind, bro. That's legit the first thought that came into my mind. Was this is 1,000% ally Quinta, where it's like a defense, or to be fair, that's how Khabib won his title, but it's a defense where you're like, we don't really love this. This doesn't really count. This is like a half defense. Islam Makhachev does always talk about, I do feel bad for Islam Makhachev at the same time, because he does kind of get lucky with people filling in short notice, but I do also feel bad for him, because this is now multiple fights where he's going to get that call the day before where they're like, so-and-so is pulling out. Oh, Charles Oliveira has to pull out. We still got Yuri Hill. Yeah, Yuri Hill should be a banger. UFC updated 311, MAKHaCHEV minus 325, Moicano plus 260. Is that real? Give me fucking Islam MAKHaCHEV, man. What? Where did you see those odds? Where did you see those odds? Those odds seem crazy. Those odds seem fucking crazy. Sky Bet have it, but they have it in this. Bro, we need to actually ban this. We need to ban this, okay? Giving me the odds in fucking fractions needs to be banned immediately. We need to get rid of this. Why are they trying to get me to do fucking math? Why are they trying to get me to do math to do this? Is it not minus 900? No, he's minus 900. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense that he's minus 900. That makes a lot more sense. Because I did see that at the start he was like minus 460 or something, and then it jumped to minus 900. On the UFC page, I just saw it. Islam's minus 300. Let me fucking look this up, bro. Let me look this up. I presume that they have it updated on the UFC website. UFC 311. MAKHaCHEV, yeah, okay. So they already have MAKHaCHEV. Bro, the UFC get this shit quickly. They've already got MAKHaCHEV versus Moicano right here, down here. Damn. Or is that the... No, I'm pretty sure those odds just aren't updated. I think that that's the aRMAN Tsarukyan odds. I'm not 100%. That could be the odds. It does say here that it's minus 325. It does say here that it's minus 325. But I think... Damn, Payton Talbot's a minus 1050, bro. They think that Payton Talbot is more... They think that Raoni Barcelos is less likely to beat Payton Talbot with a full camp of preparing for Payton Talbot than Renato Moicano or than Islam Makhachev is to lose to Renato Moicano. Yeah, no, I think these have to be the aRMAN odds. He's like minus 700. Okay. I'll put some money on Moicano just in case. I could sprinkle. We could sprinkle a little bit of bread. I was going to do originally, before this fight actually happened, I was going to do a little underdog parlay where I was going to put together merab and aRMAN Tsarukyan. Minus 700 on Sky Bet. Okay. So minus 700 on Sky Bet. Damn, Chelton Almeida is a fucking huge favorite too. Renata Ritter's a favorite against Kevin Holland. Brothers, I'm telling you this right now. hammer, and I mean hammer, that Kevin Holland money line. That Kevin Holland money line is crazy. That is crazy. Kevin Holland's not a favorite against Rene de Ridder, who literally looked disabled in his last UFC fight. I can't believe that, bro. I cannot believe that. Like I think that Rene de Ridder is just straight up shit. Moicano plus 450. It's actually not crazy for Moicano. Like, you're telling me that aRMAN Tsarukyan on a full camp, and you think that Renato Moicano's just under 2 times as likely, right? Just under 2 times as likely. Take Barcelos, Moicano, Spivak, Elikana, moneyline parlay. Fuck me, bro. You're looking to be a millionaire. You're looking to be a millionaire. Kevin doesn't beat the Ridder. Never bet on Kevin Holland. I'm telling you, boys. I'm telling you. It's going to be Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's going to smoke him. I like Moicano too, but I like Islam more. Oh, Islam's definitely going to win this shit. Like, there's no way. There's not a chance in hell that Islam MAKHaCHEV does not beat Renato Moicano. It's like, it's not even going to be all that close in my mind. I can't even see how it's all that close. I already put the house on Kevin Holland. See, that's my type of guy. That's my type of guy. Believe, man. Believe in Big Mouth. I'm telling you. Check Pereira's story. Let's see this. Let's see Pereira's IG story. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to do this without signing in. Damn, he has 6 million followers. Shout out fucking Alex Pereira getting shit done. Oh, it's going to make me fucking sign in, man. I'm not even sure if I remember my password either. I can't lie to you. I remember my password. This is a good question for me here. Do I actually remember it? Oh, it looks like we're getting somewhere. Got it first try. Love God. What did he put up? Weightlifting, weightlifting, weightlifting. That's cold as fuck. I can't lie. The Lambo is so hard, bro. Look at him on the way, bro. He's on the way to 311 in the private jet. Bro, Alex Pereira's got too much money now. Alex Pereira's actually got too much money. That motherfucker doesn't even fit. Alex Pereira is literally living life. What the fuck, bro? Bro, what does Alex Pereira whack up on his fucking Instagram story? Why have I never seen this shit before? The fuck am I seeing, man? Oh shit, he's on the way. Dana White. Dana White, get him on a call. Get him on a call. Moicano gonna be champ? I don't think so. I would highly disagree. I'd say I'll highly disagree. Only gonna watch to see Kevin Holland's downfall. Alex deserves to be rich. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no, he does deserve it. Like, if anybody deserves to be rich, it is Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira, like, earns every bit of his money. Who's the best chance to beat Islam at 170? Ian, Sean, or Buckley, or does Islam run the table? I think Islam probably... I think the best chance to beat him, for me, Shavkat, JDM. Shavkat, JDM have the best chance to beat him. Or you're saying out of just Ian, Sean, and Buckley, Sean Brady, I think that Islam beats all 3 of those guys. I think Islam runs the table on Ian, Sean Brady, and Joaquin Buckley. The top guys, though, Shavkat, JDM, I think both Shavkat and JDM can definitely beat him. Would you let Francis Ngannou punch you at full force for 1 million subs? It depends. Like, do I just have pain from that, or do I have actual brain damage? Like, could I die from that? Because if I can die from it, I'm good. I'll just get it the natural way. Fiziev with 5-round cardio is the pound-for-pound king. I'm not sure about that, brother. I'm not sure about that at all. My goat, Joaquin Buckley, can. I don't trust in Joaquin Buckley. I'm going to be honest. I don't trust in Joaquin Buckley. JDM has a horrible ground game. Bro, JDM's ground game looked good against Gilbert Burns. Against Gilbert Burns, his takedown defense looked very good. His submission defense looked very good. Like, he did a lot of shit very, very well. Isn't short notice Moicano spoke about replacing aRMAN even a month ago in some podcast, did he? Send me the link to that. Send me the clip to that. I'm talking about that if that shit's true. Because he did say that he was preparing for a 5-round fight, but that doesn't make any sense. Why prepare for a 5-round fight when you don't have to? Harry looks like a white Yusuf Zalal. Agree or disagree? This is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Me and Yusuf Zalal literally look nothing alike. This motherfucker does not look like me. Yusuf Zalal, you're telling me this guy looks like me? He looks nothing like me. Legit nothing like me. Doesn't have the same haircut, doesn't have the same face. We kind of have a similar nose. Not gonna lie to you, our nose is looking kind of similar. Especially if I'm to like look up like he is. But apart from that, low-key, we do kind of look similar. What the fuck? We do kind of look similar. He even has this like weird little bit of the half beard here. Maybe we fucking do. I can't fight like his ass anyway. I definitely cannot fight like Yusuf Zalal. Yusuf Zalal nearly made a prospect list for me. Show Me the Money podcast with Gilbert Burns 4 weeks ago. That's interesting. He's your black twin. Bro, at this point, the way to get a free title shot is to beat Benoit Saint-Denis. Yeah, that ass. Benoit Saint-Denis is the guy. If you want a title shot, to be fair, Dustin Poirier did it rightfully. And Benoit Saint-Denis was meant to be the guy to actually win it too. Benoit Saint-Denis was meant to be like, I was so high on Benoit Saint-Denis. I see more in the Tan Levy lot in common. Yeah, nice. Thoughts on Alex Pereira at heavyweight? I think that Alex Pereira at heavyweight is weird. I don't know, man. I think that Alex Pereira, even at heavyweight, even at his best, will lose to Tom Aspinall. He beats everybody else. Like, I think if Tom Aspinall does not exist, Alex Pereira could dominate heavyweight and he could, like, get a triple champ. Why did he pull out? Back injury while weight cutting. I think Alex Pereira is a triple champ if Tom Aspinall doesn't exist. I even think that Alex Pereira against John Jones would be a close fight. Like, I'd like to see Alex Pereira against John Jones. At 205, at 265, at whatever fucking division. I also saw that UFC 5 is now free to play on EA Play. So we might have to do some UFC 5 streams. How many of the boys in here actually play UFC 5? Unfortunately, the fight between aRMAN and Islam is postponed due to a back injury. Yeah. We got downgraded Charles against Islam. Yeah, we essentially just got like a worse version of it. And I think I think this fight's going to be a lot less close. Like, I think that there's a good chance that there's a good chance that Islam goes out there and finishes Moicano 1 round. When Moicano KOs Islam, how are you going to react to that? That's fucking... I can't even think about how I'd react to that. That, like, breaks my brain. Now, UFC 5 is free for... It's free for, like, the rest of the time if you have EA Play. If you have EA Play. I'm pretty sure EA Play is like €3-4 a month. I pull up the Alex Pereira edit, Death is Not More. I think I've seen it. UFC 5 has amazing grappling compared to 4. I hopped on UFC 5. When did I hop on it? Not too long ago. I hopped on it when? I'm trying to think to myself. Maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. I was like, oh yeah, I'll play a game really quick just to see what it's like. Somebody took me down. I got pissed off. I was like, bro, this motherfucker doesn't know how to do any of this shit IRL. This guy doesn't know how to grapple IRL. I was beating the shit out of him on the feet, like bad. He was getting rocked on the feet really, really bad. And then he just took me down and smoked me. And I thought to myself, you don't know how to grapple IRL. Why am I taking this shit? And just closed the game. I mean, I have EA Play, but they said it's only free for a weekend on the Xbox store. No, yeah, it's free. It's free for the rest of the time if you have EA Play. So it technically costs like €4 a month to play UFC 5. Genuinely, what's the situation if Islam loses to Moicano? Like, what are the matchups to make? That's fucking... Islam MAKHaCHEV will get an instant title rematch, so that kind of sorts out that a little bit. But it would back up that 155-pound division so much. Because, I mean, Charles ain't getting a title shot. Ilya ain't getting a title shot. Islam ain't getting his double champ shot. Bilal has less pressure now at 170 because he's not holding up the division. Who is the most iconic Irish athlete before Conor McGregor? I don't know. There's like some Olympians that have done well. Pretty sure we've had some gold medalist Olympians. There was some runner woman. I forget who that is. But there was some runner woman that was pretty good. Actually, it's Roy Keane. It's definitely Roy Keane. Roy Keane, the football player, 1,000%. There's nobody that's more iconic. Nobody that's more well-known in Ireland before that. People forget Moicano can wrestle. He can wrestle. But can he wrestle with Islam MAKHaCHEV? That's the big question. Because wrestling and wrestling with Islam MAKHaCHEV are two very, very different things. Yuri versus Jamal Hill is low-key a banger. Should have been for the title a few years ago. Yeah, it's a fight that we should have seen for a title. And now, see, but that fight's weird because I don't know if that fight is actually for a title. Like, I don't know if that's a title eliminator. When's the first UFC 5 stream? I could load up UFC 5 in a fucking minute. Actually, I don't know if my Elgato's connected. But I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of UFC 4. I hopped on like the beta UFC 5 and I was like, bro, this shit is ass. But yeah, no, I'm going to do a lot more gaming streams, a lot more UFC 5 streams when the NFL season is over. So I can kind of like retake back Sundays. Because right now, if you're streaming Sunday, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., what are we doing? Like, who are we fucking competing against? You know what I mean? We're going up against the biggest corporation on the planet. So disappointed. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. I feel your pain. I feel your pain, absolutely. Wait, Harry, can we talk about how Rebellis might be the John Jones of karate combat? This is not a hot take. Rebellis might be the John Jones of karate combat, especially at heavyweight, bro. If he can't get taken down, he's a fucking problem. He's a problem if he can't get taken down. Although we did see him actually hit Waldo Cortez Acosta. We did see him hit Waldo Cortez Acosta clean. And Waldo Cortez Acosta was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I can take it. I can eat it. That was top 3 most disappointing games ever. Trust me. And now UFC 6 is coming out. And UFC 6 is probably going to stink too. When is UFC 6 actually meant to come out? I think it's meant to come out 2026. I saw the college football 26 is coming out this summer. That's going to be a banger. I play so much college football, it's not even funny. Like, that's the game. Holy fuck. Wait, no, that's a year ago. Here we go. The 3rd or 4th week of October. Oh, wait, it's meant to be this year? This is from Forbes, too. This isn't even just from, like, some random website. EA UFC 6 predictions for release date and 5 bold feature predictions. So, where is it? The return of Ultimate Team, bro. Ultimate Team in UFC games would cook. Ultimate Team in UFC games would cook. But they need to have pretty much like all the fighters from different promotions as well. From different promotions as well, you need to have. Simplified submission system. I hope they don't bring that shit back. Make it difficult. Alex Pereira is the cover athlete. That's just a guarantee. That's literally a guarantee. When is the release date there? Okay, here we go. For those of us who love the series, who haven't stopped playing it since it was released in October 2023 and who own... This is good news. When is the game... Damn, this was October 2023? Bro, I do not remember it releasing that long ago. I thought that it released last year. Am I bugging? Damn. EA UFC normally releases close to a pay-per-view event. I believe EA UFC 6 will release in the 3rd or 4th week of October, which would put it close to UFC 320. When was UFC 4 released? Because that'll probably give us a good timeline. Fuck me. UFC 4 release date. It's crazy because if the UFC actually put a lot of effort into their games, like it could take the UFC to a whole nother stratosphere. So this one was 3 years later, right? This was August 14th. So 2026 is looking more likely. 2026 is looking more likely than 2025. But I presume UFC 5 kind of flopped a little bit, so maybe they just want to get a 6th one out fast. Basically, his last year, 15 months. Yeah, that is kind of true. The fuck? Oh, they're showing me... Oh, it's because I looked up UFC 56. I was thinking 2005. It's now in development in the game with a 2025 release window currently on the cards. Okay, so it actually is... Okay, so it's pretty much guaranteed, or a lot of people are saying that it's 2025 release. That would be sick. A new UFC game would be kind of sick. Who faces the winner if Islam wins, aRMAN or Oliveira? It's gonna be Charles for me. It's gonna be Charles. I think that they most of the time just if someone pulls out that late, they're gonna do something to fuck them up a little bit. They're gonna do something just so they kind of think, oh damn, like oh damn, I shouldn't have done that. Oh damn, next time I'm in a title fight, if I actually want to be able to fight for the title again, I can't pull out that late. That's what Dana usually does. Feel bad for Benny. Yeah, Benny kind of gets fucked over. But if they pay Benny his show and win, it's actually great. Motherfucker said Roy Keane over Robbie Keane. I think that Roy Keane is a more popular football player than Robbie Keane. Bedtime is quiet right now. Shit. Motherfucker's probably sleeping. Where is he from? I can't remember where he's from. He's from Australia or somewhere, right? It's probably like 4 o'clock in the morning or something. Because I'm pretty sure they're 12 hours behind. I'm thinking if they called Volk this time, bro. If they called Volk this time, somebody would have to step in. That would have to be harassment of some kind. Like, you can't just call up Alexander Volkanovski every time somebody pulls out, no matter what division. We're not doing that shit, Dana. We're not doing that. I refuse to let that shit fly. I refuse to let that shit fly. Who do I think Paddy Pimblett will fight next? It's probably going to be... It's actually a good question. Pimblett against... No, I wouldn't like Pimblett against Dariush. I think that they're probably going to give him like Fiziev or somebody like that. Harry, you should go see Better Man. I know nothing about Robbie Williams, but it's such a fun movie. I saw that movie and I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, this is the fucking crazy... Like, this is the weirdest shit that I've ever seen, bro. Like, the movie just makes no sense. The movie literally just makes no sense. Where it's like, why is he a monkey in the first place? Do they explain that? Do they explain why he's actually meant to be a monkey? Because I just straight up don't understand that. I don't understand why he's meant to be a monkey in the movie. Helwani said the UFC guaranteed aRMAN's team a title shot as soon as he was ready. Where'd you see that? Errol Helwani tweeted that? We gotta go check that shit out. We gotta go check that shit out immediately. That's big time news if that's true. That's big time news if that's true. Let's see this Helwani. Ariel Helwani. Let's go over here. Ariel Helwani said what? Hey, guess what? I'll be world champion tomorrow. What does this title represent? That is kind of dope, bro. That is kind of dope from Islam MAKHaCHEV. Him staring up at the quote. It's kind of hard. Where does he say that this fucking fly's been flying around my room for like the last hour? Where does he say that aRMAN Tsarukyan's going to get the next title shot? Does he say it in that video? What are your odds of money? What are your odds of money by Conor winning the fight? We're gonna have to retype that one, brother. We're gonna have to retype that one. Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for Renato to win just for the chaos. To be fair, like, nobody can lose here because this is a good fight, but I just kind of want chaos inside the UFC. And if Renato Moicano wins, it will absolutely give us chaos. Like, it'll just be fucking like out of nowhere, bang, bang, bang. This fucking, like, Twitter's gonna go absolutely crazy. Twitter's gonna go absolutely crazy. Mario Bautista's fight news soon. I think he's the most deserving fighter for the interim heavyweight title. Yeah. I think him against Tom Aspinall next. I actually don't really understand why Renato Moicano gets as much hate as he does, because he does get a ton of hate, but I feel like it's kind of unwarranted, you know what I mean? Like, the hate he gets, I feel like is kind of, like, he didn't do anything wrong. He just won the fight. He's a monkey to show how he was seen as an outcast, and it's a metaphor for him not belonging in society. It's just trolly. Like, the monkey is just trolly. And then when I see the movie, it seems like kind of like a kid's movie, where it's like they're like dancing in the street and shit. It's not really. I could kind of understand seeing it with like one of my little cousins or something like that, but I don't really. You're talking about Twitter, bro. The subreddit will probably shut down for the entire week. Yeah, no, I haven't even delved into that UFC subreddit in ages, bro. I haven't delved into that UFC subreddit in I don't know how fucking long. The movie's a bit hard to follow because it's a lens to view drug addiction and the crazy highs and lows. Yeah, it just seems like there's a lot going on. Apparently, it absolutely flopped in the box office. Let me look it up. What's it called? It's called like Running Man or something. What is this movie called? I hated this movie and I haven't even seen it. Okay, that's the first article that pops up. When I look this shit up, the first thing that pops up is a Guardian article saying I hated this movie and I haven't even seen it. Americans won't even let chimp Robbie Williams entertain them. See, like, Robbie Williams just isn't that big of a star, you know what I mean? Oh, better, man. Let's see, because, oh my God. Holy shit, bro. Holy fuck. $98 million loss. $98 million loss. Well, it did fucking release it did release on Christmas Day. Who the fuck releases a movie on Christmas Day? What? Who releases a movie on Christmas Day? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why would someone go to your non-Christmas movie on Christmas Day? A movie about a man who thinks he's a monkey. Well, not who thinks he's a monkey, but thinks he's an outcast and is being played as a monkey. I can't believe that, bro. Bro, imagine your movie comes out and you take a $98 million loss on it. UFC preemptively putting Islam as the post-fight conference picture now makes so much more sense. Let's have a serious convo, guys, but I'm really talking how the UFC needs a 225-pound division. Vitor, Span, and Kenny already great examples of that. Umar, Sayan, Ibo, Aslam are 225ers. We need this, bro. I've been pushing for more divisions inside the UFC for as long as I can remember. I've been pushing for 165, 175, 225 in the absolute division. I want those divisions so unbelievably badly, bro. Oh, wait, I heard it wrong. They're not sure they'll give aRMAN the next title shot? Okay. How do you think aRMAN? aRMAN versus Ilya would be another fun one. aRMAN Ilya would be fun. That's probably another one that they could do. If Ilya wants to move up to 55, that they do aRMAN Ilya at 55 and Charles Islam for the title shot. It's a common thing in America to have Christmas releases. People are home and off work. I understand it to streaming platforms. Like, yeah, but a movie that comes out Christmas on Netflix, for sure. Seems like a good idea. But bringing it out into cinemas on Christmas? Like, who's going to want to go to the cinema on Christmas Day? And even like the few days after Christmas, like that's sport. Seems like movie time would be like March. Kind of, March to like August or something. That would be like real movie time. Do you think the aRMAN injury is a cover up for the weight miss? Like, how the fuck is he getting injured 1 to 2 days before? I think he honestly like slipped coming out of the sauna. That's the big thing that I think. I think he must have slipped coming out of the sauna. What's crazy is people probably went to it too. Yeah, fucking 4 people, bro. They had a 12 million box office opening with a budget of 110 million. He was definitely hurt 2 weeks ago and they kept it on the wraps to sell tickets and pay-per-views. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing. I would not be surprised if that was the thing. Who would be the 165-pound champ? Probably Islam. If we're being real, it's probably Islam. There's a chance, I don't know, if Bilal could cut to 65, Bilal could do it. But it's probably going to be Islam MAKHaCHEV. Because the UFC can do that. Like, the UFC can change a main event. They can change a co-main. And you're not going to get any refunds. You're pretty much just at their peril. But anyway, boys, I appreciate all the boys tuning in. I'm going to finish the video for today. I will be live tomorrow for, obviously, the UFC. Now that we have the new event, we'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. We'll talk about all the fights tomorrow. We'll be live for the watch party. But I'll catch all you boys then. Love, peace. I will have a video going up later tonight. It's not about this. It's about the biggest